Okay guys, back for another cast on the druid. Last time I logged out in Nezzliok after completing some uh, 40 elite quests, and I'm currently doing mainly level 41 quests. I sort of vacuumed both continents for level 41 quests and found this in Stranglethorn Vale. Quite a street as you can see here, and a couple of level 42s as they're sort of intermingled. Most or all of the quests are picked up in Grumgul or Booty Bay, and as you can see down here, whatever remains of available quest is sort of at least above level 42. So the question is where to start, and it's sort of concentrated in this mid area here, but there's one or two quests I can do up here, and I think I'm gonna start up there. Normally I can sort of transport. Normally I sort of transport myself right in front of the place where I want to start out, but yeah, it's nice to have a little transportation video time, I guess, sometimes. Anyway, the quest up there is, I think I have to get two sort of named trolls, get their heads, and as a bonus I can pick up these, what is it, Skullsplitter Tusks. I thought for a second I had issues with my sound, but because this mount is so silent, it doesn't. I don't know. It just feels odd when you're riding something this big that it doesn't really make a sound. But that's the sort of the beauty of it, I guess. So the guys I'm going for now are sort of some of the chieftains I think in the sort of troll town up there, and they are pretty. Besides being pretty badass themselves, they are fairly high level. Well, not high level, but they're well guarded. That's what I wanted to say. I think they're around 41, maybe 42. We'll see it when you get up there. So it's not too bad. The problem is getting too much aggro as usual and having an escape path. And to be honest, I don't think I can have both here. Meaning that it's I have to sort of grind an area where respawns will occur eventually. Um, and then, from what I recall, since I did the quest last, actually it's kind of funny. I think the last time I did it was on my priest, and there was some um, there was some alliance priest, a dwarven priest. I remember now that was he was trying to do the quest as well. Sorry. So we actually kind of helped each other without being able to communicate. Anyway, this is sort of the entrance to the town, and yeah, fairly low level mobs here. The problem is that I know the Beastmaster's web, so what looks maybe like an easy pull will all of a sudden be something that you can't get out of. And all these guys, they sort of cross aggro each other, of course, so this can get pretty nasty pretty fast if you don't sort of look out a bit. And to be honest, if I sort of blew my stealth here and got aggro from 3-4 of these guys, I might be dead really, even though they're this low level, because they will just, you'll get aggro from like all over the place. Anyway, the guys I need are up here on some kind of plateau to my right. Um, and normally I would make a path so I can run out, but it's simply impossible here. So the mobs have risen some in level now. Yeah, okay, it's quite the village. So So safety first, of course, and most important is to be able to get away if things turn sour. Um, and one can use sort of these sort of ledges here, or walls or whatever it is, to I think sometimes the mobs have to use some, especially the melee mobs have to use some kind of funny path to you that they have to like run uh, in sort of an odd path to you, and that can sort of give you some time to regenerate a little or heal or whatever. Anyway, I think my escape path, if everything turns wrong, I'm gonna jump over here and sort of turn left here down to this sort of open area. There's a couple of guards down here, but it's not this sort of dense populated. The two mobs I need is this guy. I'm just gonna mark him. And the guy up here, this guy. How many I actually need to kill in order to get to these guys, and how yeah, and where to start. I'm not quite sure about that yet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sort of blow my stealth here, and yeah, and get buffed up. But pretty much what I got. I'm gonna start with mana regeneration. I might swatch that later for more stamina. But my idea is to start picking mobs off one by one where I can sort of get to them. Just gonna get some little extra hit points here from this one. And yeah, this my LT of Greater Intellect is gonna expire really soon, so I'm gonna get a new one. Alright, that's about it. So let's see. The thing about this sort of the wall here is the problem is if the mob has too odd. I think I'm actually gonna do this from the other side instead. If the mob has too odd a path to you, the mob will maybe start running in an unexpected path. That means that you could risk getting a lot more aggro than you actually sort of asked for. So what I'm gonna do, this guy looks like I can sort of solo him. And I'm getting off the wall so that so you don't start running somewhere else in order to get to me. He's ranged, but still. Okay, one down. Gonna do this guy next. I'm not too keen on this spot I found here because it's hard to get away here. I'd like to stay over there, but on the other hand, I have to sort of make some room here. I'm just gonna regain some mana. But this all, as you can see, this already leaves sort of a bit of an opening here. Respawns will be an issue here, so when I'm sort of getting started, there's like no turning back, sort of. Or at least if I'm too slow and the respawns will reappear, then I could get in trouble. So I might have to run and then pretty much start all over. I'm using my Moonfire as a finisher, you might notice. Didn't have to use it yet, but it's midnight now, and there's there is a chest spawning every 3 hours at midnight too, and that's what just got announced. Let's see how many we pull here, but now at least I can get away if it doesn't work out too well. I got 2 guys here, fine. Just gonna make sure that we can finish that guy. And then the other one here, I'm gonna pull him a bit closer to Mike because the troll just turned up here. But looks like these trolls, they sort of fight to the death. Expecting that. That's good for me. I'm just gonna eat and drink, and then I'm probably gonna do this patrol next. Pretty much before he reaches the other guys here. I think this looks like a triple pull. And with 2 witch doctors, it's probably 2 healers, I could guess. So I probably have to do these guys first. There we go. I'm gonna replenish my mana, and then I think the goal is I'm probably gonna root this guy, and then kill the 2 sort of witch doctors. If things turn sour, like I said, I'm gonna jump down on the ledge here and then escape this way. There shouldn't be any patrols surprising me now. So without further ado, gonna root this guy first. Kill this guy. Yeah. Pretty nasty here because it's got some kind of rooting ability here. Gonna root this guy again. Then I'm gonna try to kill all that totems here. This way I can kite more freely. So when this guy breaks roots, I'm gonna instant re-root him. Then move over here. So he will sort of run to me, hopefully, without getting more mobs involved. If he started running that way, it could be pretty disastrous. So this turned out like a charm. Gonna eat and drink up to full, and we have sort of half our mission accomplished. Okay, next pull, probably kill this guy first, root this guy. It definitely looks like a triple pull. I might be lucky and this is a single pull, but I have to expect the worst, and that's a triple pull. So I'm gonna root this guy, he looks like some kind of melee, and then kill them in this order, so this guy first, and always the casters first if possible. Let's try this. Still the same escape route, no respawns yet. Okay, so this guy's some caster, no big deal. So this is pretty much the mission, I think. Yeah. Let's see. I think I'm gonna use Hearth. I'm just gonna Hearth here, guys. Anything interesting? Not really. Well, maybe, actually. So the belt here has 7 intellect, 8 spirit. It's actually not too bad, and the armor was 61, 51. It's tempting. It's tempting, I must admit, to equip this belt instead. I can't make up my mind, so I'm just gonna wait a bit on that part. Oh, I was just about thinking maybe I forgot one of the heads or something, because I couldn't see where to hand in the quest, but it's here apparently. It offers a new level 40, I'm just gonna check that. Okay, so I need some kind of trophies, and what's the other one? It's a 46, I can wait. Alright, so one quest completed, and I got another one. The new quest. Okay, the new quest is done and down in this area, and yeah. One thing though, I'm probably gonna start out with the raptors here. It was a quest that sort of screwed up. I did it as part of the Hemet Nesting Various Hunter group, but it turned out that one of the NPCs down here in Drumgoal Base Camp had a quest where he needed some drops from the same raptors. So there's been a couple of these quests where it's two different NPCs from two different sort of quest hubs that ask you to kill some mobs, and then some other NPC needs sort of drops from the same mobs. Like I said, so uh, I'm pretty much doing that quest for the second time. Instead of just killing the mobs themselves, I'm just um, yeah. Now I just need the drops from the mobs instead. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. 7 intellect, 8 spirit. It's really tempting. So what I'm losing 4 intellect and gaining 8 spirit uh, for 5 stamina and 4. So we got a total. I don't think I'm gonna do it though. I got a total here of 16 stats, and I'm not changing that for 15, I guess. Especially as I'd say intellect is my main stat. Anyway, here's the raptor guys, and hopefully I can make short progress of these guys, or sort of short work of these guys. And by the way, the reason why I got some quests lined up here for Alderman is the next instance I'd like to do, and I'm sort of trying to collect the quests here for it. I'll get back to it, but it's gonna be my next mission to see if I can do this take 2 of the necklace recovery. Probably do that in the next episode. So if I live that long, which I plan to, of course. Not the highest of drop rate, apparently. Oh yeah, and a couple of things lined up here for my next level. One other thing that why I'm not too keen on using this, like I said, I got 15 total stats. That's useful. Over I got 16 total stats. A little better armor, but it's like nothing. 2 extra armor. Is my level itself 44. I'm pretty sure that if I wanna, I can get something better. Maybe like 10, 10, 10 intellect, 10 spirit. If I start scouting the auction house a bit, so I'd rather do that. Yeah, done drinking here. Lots of people dying right now, and sorry I didn't pay too much attention. crap, there's a lot of people dying right now. Last one here, Silverwing Sentinel. I think it's an Ashen Whale, as it said. I think it's the PvP faction. They have a sort of a small department there, you could say. So got the Warsong Outriders in the northern of the Barrens, and I think it's we are talking a level mid 20 area, mainly something like that, maybe low 20. And all of a sudden you can have some mobs, if you're not aware of it, that are like 55, 60 elites. And yeah, they have a pretty nasty aggro range, and they will pretty much one-shot at level 22, so the second you realize you've got aggro, you're pretty much dead already. I think a lot of these NPCs will have like ranged damage as well that can make you two-shot, so using whips and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, be careful where you're exploring, even in sort of a lower level area. It's a bit like, say, up in close to Scarlet Monastery. There are guards outside. I mean, the area, in the sort of undead starting area, is maybe up to level 13, and then all of a sudden you got level, let's say, level 32 elite guards. So if you wanna, hey, I'm just gonna explore this area too, then you might risk getting an arrow through your forehead, pretty much, without any warning as such. And now I'm talking, of course, if you haven't, if you don't know the game that well and haven't played it much, so you actually don't know that Scarlet Monastery is an instance with a dungeon with guards standing right outside of it, high level guards, compared to the area. So what I mean is just that it's understandable that you, on sort of on a regular basis, see people getting killed by those kind of mobs, because if they haven't really played the game before and they want to try it out as hardcore, there are a couple of nasty surprises here and there. And talking about nasty surprises, I think the only sort of nasty surprise here is Tethys, I think it's called. It's like the final quest in this sort of quest chain. It's a mid 40 elite that's roaming around fairly close to here, and I think it has a squeak. So if you attack it and it's getting low, or maybe if it's just getting attacked, so you can aggro more of these guys on top. So if you want to do Tethys eventually, and I will, then yeah, I gotta sort of remember that. I'm just gonna, as this is a kind of grindy affair, I'm gonna get any sort of mana regeneration that I can get. So I got my fish here, and then I got this minor mana oil that increased mana regeneration by 4, and the food is 6, so I'm getting a 10 additional mana when for each click, you could say, or tick. It adds up in a longer grind. I was just about to say that I think this is a Catgut Whisker, and the reason why is this is sort of the level range where the flower usually is, around level 40. And it's always sort of close to a tree, and as you can see there's a lot of, yeah, we're in a jungle, so there's obviously a lot of trees here. You could say it's right over there. You could say this is a perfect habitat for that sort of herb. And as I've stated a couple times before, it's for my main sort of elixir, this one. Almost, I think, like 400 extra mana from an elixir. Not bad, especially not for a moonkin. The arena that I just sort of explored the back of, it's the wall you can see there. That's where we have this sort of event every third hour. It's actually a PvP event, and you can definitely. Oh, Tethys is down here, by the way. I'm just gonna mark him, uh, so I don't run into him by accident. He's actually coming this way now, so I would like to actually break this, the roots. Just gonna get the mob a bit. Ah, okay. Looks like he's patrolling back and forth here. But it's a PvP event, and for people that doesn't know, like I said, every third hour you can loot it. There will spawn a chest in the middle. Some goblin will go down there, an NPC, and spawn a chest. And the one that actually gets the loot gets an item, of which, if you collect 12 of these, you can hand them in for a trinket. That's, I think it absorbs around 1000 damage, any kind of damage really. Not fall damage, but I think at least melee and spell damage. It's highly sought after. I think people could use it maybe in raids as well against certain bosses. And for PvP, it's awesome, of course. And you can actually sort of grind the trinket as a level 1 if you wanted to. It wouldn't be easy, of course. Not easy. Yeah, well, probably easy to get it as. It's easier to get it as a 16, say rogue, for instance. Um, and I actually did grind it on. I have a warlock project that I haven't started yet. I have a rogue that I've grinded it on, and I have a future warrior project also. I usually go, like I said, it's every 3 hours, so I usually go in the morning at 6 o'clock. It's not that many people that wanna, um, get up at before 6 o'clock in order to get this 12 times. And yeah, I think the worst part actually is when you got 11 of these things and you put quite an effort into this, and you're actually risking getting slain, so you could sort of lose it all in one blow. There's a lot of sort of different tactics you could use, and what I've usually done is that I've sort of leveled maybe to level 10, then I haven't really invested that much in my character, maybe an hour or two, something like that. And you need some help to get here. You can't get here solo as a I'd say below level 30, even as a 30 rogue. It will be kind of risky because you have to bypass say level 40 mobs in stealth, something like that, and that's definitely risky. Um, so you probably need an escort to get here, but you only flag when you sort of enter the arena. There's a lot of sort of a ring around the arena where you're not flagged and nobody can hurt you in there. There's no mobs there that can hurt you either. It's unpopulated, so to speak, besides players, if any is there. And what you'll experience, I remember back in the day when I just started the game, I thought this was such an odd place because there was never any players there. I didn't know that there was an event every 3 hours only. So I just, it's kind of cool with all this sort of troll buildings and environment there is. Oh, got level and all. That there is here, but I thought to myself back then that it's odd that the developers of the game use this much space for a building. If nothing really happens there, just for the sort of the environmental sort of feel. Level guys, not too bad. We are now in restoration, and we are currently improving the Mark of the Wild. So before it was 195, 8 and 10. Say what we're talking now. Same really, from what I see. but the other is pretty useless. Is for bear form and stuff like that. I can imagine the next here is uh, well, what I'm actually fishing after is insect swarm. And in order to get there, I need 10 points. There's nothing that much interesting except less sort of uh, getting not getting interrupted while casting healing spells. Oh yeah, and I got loot too here. So what I got here is new gloves. Bought them on the auction house for like nothing, 5-6 gold. I've tried to buy them at the same price and then maybe sell them for 10 or something like that. But it's one of the few items I actually have to vendor them or stash them somewhere. They do not sell at all. So yeah, don't make my mistake and use it as a and it's sort of an investment. But compared to 9 stamina, 9 intellect, still, yeah, I'm using 4 intellect, but I'm getting 21 extra nature spell damage. Yes, sir. And changing the spirit for stamina, it's kind of nice. The back here, I found it, I think actually on this character itself. At some point, I put 50 armor on it, and then we're talking 11 intellect for spirit over 4 intellect for spirit. That goes without saying, it's pretty nice. Finally, in this one I had a bit of a hard time with, but there's a lot of extra spell damage here. Uh, 10 intellect, 12 spirit, and it's cloth, so lower armor. But besides that, I'm getting 2 spirit and losing 13 intellect. That's a lot. I did gain 7 intellect here, so I'm losing 6 intellect total. But for a lot of spell power, I'm gonna try it out. I'm not gonna ditch this one yet because yeah, I just need that really, really big mana pool in order to sort of keep myself in casting combat, but let's see how it works out. My damage should be somewhat higher now. Um, you'll be the judge of that, or I will actually later. I don't know what sort of my average Wrath spell was, but it was probably around 200, and now it's like 214, 220, 222. It's higher than it was before, that's for sure. I'll check it out later in the video. How much that's. It's because it's not like the when the text is like this on an item. Uh, Increased damage by nature spells and effects up to 21, and it's the same for the circlet here really, up to 21 as well. It's not like you get 42 extra damage on your spells. I guess it's a roll each time where it can sort of max up to 42 for these two items put together. Anything interesting? Yeah, it would be a decent build for Hunter. Probably Chamois too. Alright, so looks like I've killed the entire population here of raptors. I can imagine they have sort of respawned where I started. And I prefer not to do mother raptor here not that I'm sentimental versus a digital raptor, but more like, I get 2 mobs and one of them can't drop the quest item that I actually want. Alright, 2 more to go. And I think I'm actually gonna turn in the quest because so far that has sort of been my mistake here, is that I sort of ignored that character because of that NPC that gave the quest, because the next quest he gave would of course be at a higher level than the one before, and it sort of wouldn't fit my narrative, you could say, of doing, say, level 40 or 41 quests. If you're, or let's say last time I talked to that NPC, he probably gave me like, say, a level 38 or 39 quest, and now I was doing, and then when I came back to him, I sort of realized, I think I've done it once before, that I could do two quests sort of at the same time. But I think this quest that he gave now, it's 41. So I think last time I turned in a quest by him, I was doing maybe level 38 or 39 quests, and he gave a 41, so I didn't pick it up. And then when I was doing the other quest where I had to kill the raptors here, it has probably been a level 40 quest. And if I was sort of pretty close to full with quests, then I wouldn't pick up a 41 as I was doing 40s or lower maybe. Just to, yeah, just to inform you how I sort of forgot to do this quest when, yeah, I could have done it with another. I'll see if I can remember it next time. Sure, this is experience and all, but I prefer being a little more, you could say, efficient, and if I can do two things at the same time, I'll do that, of course. Anyway, I think I missed out on all these raptors here by the coast last time I was here. So I didn't quite exterminate all of them. There we go. See if we can do one more with 1000 mana. Nope. But just to sort of finish all my mumbling about this quest, I'm gonna hand this one in because I expect the NPC to give me a new quest with I have to collect something from some mobs here, and I hate making the same mistake twice. So, um, so yeah, there you go. So even the next quest he might offer me maybe level 43 or 44, but I'm probably gonna pick it up if I can do it sort of combined with some of the other quests here. Of course. Alright, let's have the last here. Nope. And this poor guy just got completely melted without having a chance of biting me. Oh, there's another cat whisker. Probably work my way over there. And bingo, the final one here. Let's see if we... Yeah, that'd be the irony that I have to kill one or some of these raptors to get to this flower. Okay, there we go. It's well camouflaged. And there's actually another over here. But like I said, it's like perfect habitat for these kind of herbs. Around level 40 plus area with trees that they can grow up against. There we go. yeah, this guy got killed by a sort of fairly average mob in, I think, Jurotar. There are a couple of quests there where you can definitely get overwhelmed by the mobs. Are sort of, it's where they're sort of starting to patrol. Yeah, I'm just gonna sell this as well. Where the mobs start to patrol, say, in patterns that will sort of give you, yeah, that can make you sort of, yeah, screw it up so that you get more aggro than you want to. Let's hand this in and see what happens. And now that I'm sort of in safety here, I'm gonna. Okay, what did he give instead? What? Okay, he gave a new level 41 where I have to kill some gorillas. I don't really think I do have this quest yet, but at least it's a 41 as well. Just gonna sell some of this stuff. And I just need to get some water for my coffee, guys. I'm sorry that will take a minute. But it would be foolish not to do it now when I'm sort of in the safety of the base here. As I'm continuing to do some grinding here, I might as well, you know, send some of my stuff that I don't really need to my mage. There we go. So I'm back in like a minute. See you around. Alright, so water's boiling. La la. Um, I'm just gonna read off here. As all my buffs pretty much ran out. So nothing like brown mana, aka coffee. Um, and I think if I sort of look at the map, it's oh, I didn't really notice actually that I had actually picked up the quest for Tethys, but it's a 43, and you know I got so many 41s and 42s, so I'm probably gonna wait with that one. I think I'm gonna use this one as well. And first aid could be used as well. There we go. Alright, I'm good to go. So obviously I'm gonna start over here. Sorry. I think I'm gonna do a little exploration here. I'm not quite sure what it is that I'm missing here. Water's boiling for my coffee. Okay, back into action. I think what I'm missing here is sort of a work space for these guys with it's sort of some goblin workers or something like that. Or maybe not. Actually, I'm wrong. It's some kind of troll ruin instead. Siata Jai ruins. Fine. Um, so what I have here is I need tusks and bone necklaces from these guys. That's 2 different quests. And then there's some kind of skull piles in here in the ruins as well. So I can sort of always grind the trolls for their teeth and whatever. But getting to the skulls can be a fight in itself, so I'm gonna start there. There are quite a few patrols here and there, and would be pretty nasty to run into some of them. The skull pile is there, by the way. Further, the warriors, as far as they shield slam, so I think I'm gonna start out with this guy. Let's see how it goes. Should be plenty of space to sort of run away to. Gonna use my Moonfire as a finisher again. Like to say, I think this should kill him. There we go. Very nice. Still no patrols here. Gonna root this guy. As like I said, they shield slam, so I can't cast any of my nature spells. That kind of suck. Not when they're alone, but when I get them in packs, that will be quite annoying. Alright. Let's see if I can get the skull without the trolls going nuts here. Looks like it. Alright. So, mount up, and I'm just gonna move the quest items over there. Jump down there. Next up would be, there seems to be a skull pile up here somewhere. I think all these skulls are sort of located in some kind of ruin. And I might even sip coffee while going there. Yeah, so you can listen to me slurping besides waiting for me to make the coffee. A perfect combo, yeah. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, okay, so a new skull pile right in the middle. Any patrols? No, sir. I've just seen these patrols. I seem to recall. That comes like 3 mobs, something like that, at a time. And like I said, it's pretty nasty, even though the mobs are fairly low level compared to me. It's pretty nasty surprise getting 3 additional mobs when you don't want to, where some of them can even sort of spell lock you. So you can't cast your main spell, that could be potentially be fatal. So that's kind of why I've got eyes on my back all the time here. Alright, so that did help a little bit. So the next skull thingy is down up here somewhere. And these are not the right gorillas that I need, the ones that can drop the skiplet, whatever it was, something like that. For thardin's enchantment. Yeah, it looks like it's the ruin up here. With a huge population. It's actually a bit... you know what? Might as well just play it safe, so I'm gonna start with this guy. And what I noticed, by the way, is that this guy, I think it was an axe thrower like this one, he actually ran when he was about to die. Yeah, so does this one. It's good to know because some of the other trolls they sort of stayed and fought to the death. Not this guy though, so he could potentially stir up more aggro. It's a good thing to know. And to be honest, I think it's yeah, it's the patrol we got down there, as you can see to my right. Taking a break right in front of my stuff. Not my stuff, but the stuff I need. So I'm just gonna take a chill pill up here until they sort of hold their break somewhere else. Oh yeah, and by the way, new mana is incoming now. 39, 34 over 37. Oh, sorry, over 30 seconds compared to 1992 over 30. So what's that? It's a thousand, almost 1,000 extra mana per sort of per drink. That's huge. I don't know if he blew it, this guy. Good thing to know is... Oh, well, he reduces stamina. I thought it actually was some kind of slow, but that would be rather typical. Anyway, the last of these sort of skull thingies is here. Another patrol there. There we go. So, one quest complete. I'm just gonna go up here on my little safe hill and see if what it actually is that I need. It seems to me it's just pretty much a big grind here. And if that's the case, then I might as well take some of the lower troll mobs, meaning actually where I came from. These guys seem to be like this 39. And you know me, I pretty much prefer to get as little experience as possible, as I know sort of later on I'll have trouble doing all the quests while being a maximum of 5 level over, because there's simply too much experience in the game really. So I'd rather take like level say 36 mobs instead of 39 if I have to grind a lot for these sort of tusks and bone split thingies. Yeah, it seems someone else is doing this quest as well. So I might not, I may not be that sort of able to pick and choose between the mobs. And these sort of flasks of mojo, it's like the smallest of its kind. They are part of a its crafting material compared to troll sweat. Uh, no one crafts anything out of that apparently. But yeah, I used to save them for maybe could use them in a later recipe, but I seem to recall that it's can't really craft anything that useful of them, so it's just vendor material. Later on there will be some flask of major mojo or something like that from elite mobs, and that's a different story. Quite a resistant fella here. Oh, and they can drop wild wine as well. It's actually one of the, I think it's one of the crafting materials for this, among other. So pretty decent, and they're usually worth, I don't know, maybe one gold, maybe a little more. Probably a double pull, if so I'm gonna root the other guy. It wasn't though. Oh, nice patrol. I could do the patrol, I guess, just for a little fun. Um, so I'm gonna root one of the warriors, nuke the caster. That's the problem. Oh, sorry, that's the plan. I mean. Okay. Just gonna drop this before it goes to. Here you can see so the shield slams. They really hurt. I can't really cast anything when I'm getting constant sort of interrupted in my main spell school. So I guess I couldn't do 3 of these mobs at the same time. Well, maybe I could, but it would be kind of way too risky, I think. So I'm not gonna bother with that. Not now, anyway. So see you guys, and that's why, you know, a patroller that's coming up, sneaking up on you from behind when you actually do engage with some other mobs can be pretty lethal. I think I'll just mark this patrol. Gives me a slight extra chance to, if they're sort of coming up from, yeah, a surprising angle. gonna let this guy come a little closer to me than normal, because I think the patrol just sort of went into town, as you can see. Looks like they sort of parked outside. Just sort of lost sight of that patrol. Yeah, okay, it's coming right here. This guy tried to heal the other mob. He was fast enough though. Good night. Should be a gold thorn over here somewhere. There we are. I've sort of out-leveled these herbs, but they're like sort of a main ingredient. What, say, like silk cloth or maytree would be to a tailor, something like that. Something that you use a lot of, you could say, in order to level your profession. Too bad for this guy, 3 crits in a row. So there was some Alliance Warlock uh, engaged in grinding trolls. Maybe he left. Yeah, it looks like it. You know what? I'm gonna take over. It's a good spot for grinding here. It's fairly open. Oh, so this guy has an axe thrower, but was a warrior. And yeah, I'd like to avoid that shield slam or whatever it is that interrupts my casting. respawns here yet, so I think I'll go down to the sort of main troll encampment. Is it up here? Sure are a lot of them here at least. I tried to nuke him before I could heal, but by Moonfire he resisted one of my spells. It's actually a purple lotus here, I'd like to get that if possible. And by the way, I can see Thardin's enchantment. It's the guy that's twice actually the third time he has something that you can combine with another quest. Scaring Shaky with these Mistveil giblets picked us up in Booty Bay. So his quest is just sort of paired with quests from both Booty Bay and the Hunter camp and anywhere else really on the map here. Yeah, I'm just gonna rebuff this as well. So I think I'm gonna work on how many mobs I actually have to kill in order to get this purple lotus, and I might even dump it if it's a bad idea. I have to take into consideration that some of these mobs can whip, so all of a sudden this can be a very it's right there. It's an easy picking. Some of these mobs here can be a very nasty experience. Purple lotus usually grow in these sort of troll ruins. I've seen them in Tanaris as well. So pretty much all the time I'm thinking escape route here. Yeah, you know what? I'm heading back in more sort of open terrain to grind these guys. Oh, thought it was some warriors, just an axe thrower. No need to root him. Oh, and a cat whisker, nice, nice. probably close to a tree. Or surely close to a tree. It's right there. Yeah, the only ones I really feel I need to root are the warriors. Lieutenant Benedict is quest NPC in the sort of in pretty much when you start out. You're probably like level 6 to 8 or something like that. In Eurofarm. He's in this sort of pesky environments for this class as well. Sort of inside a keep, so it's hard to get out. And those respawns might do you in as well. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to using my new mana, that's for sure. Gonna make it ready now. Yeah, I have some sort of economic sense, so I'm gonna use these, of course. They'll probably, if you buy these, it's probably like a gold, so why not just use them? Here we go. I think there's some kind of lovely ruin over here. Yeah. Pretty sure that gnome warlord's doing the same quest as I. Oh, thought it was a warrior again. It's because it's coming at me. Looks like a melee then. The downside of potting sort of a lobby pot like that is that it brings all my other sort of pots in on cooldown. Yeah, but I might as well drink it instead of running around with it. Yeah, I'm rather low on mana. I wasn't supposed to get this extra mob here, but I'll be fine though. Gonna have a little melee fight here. There we go. So 9 tusks to go and 8 split bone necklaces. In my opinion, this is a little rude. I mean, if someone is grinding, go somewhere else. I guess if the server was really high populated, I could understand why people would do that. But otherwise, I don't grind where someone else is grinding, unless I'm sort of offer them a group first, maybe, so we could do the quest together, not to sort of waste any mobs, you could say. So the patrol there is still active. Only 2 of them left at the no, still 3. There's actually 3 warriors, so I'm not gonna engage in those guys. Get it? Just checking for any patrols before I pull. Oh, and the log is added again, and fair enough. He might not have questy as well. That can be a lot of reasons why people sort of start grinding the mobs that you are grinding. I mean, so he can see where else to grind these guys. Alright, not too bad. Some of the mobs even dropped one of each. By the way, I'm pretty sure about the shield slam or whatever the ability it is. Let's see. Shield bash. Um, it it has to be done, I think, while I'm casting. If I just finish my cast and he sort of bashes me in between two casts, then it doesn't really work, you know. I'm not sort of locked in. I mean, it's not like I can't cast any more of those spells then. Or spell school locked or whatever it's called. Quite useful, by the way, by the skull, so I pretty much got like constant awareness about that control there. As it can be potentially rather lethal. They're coming this way, by the way. No, no. Turn the other way. Go. I'm still not 100% sure about if I made the right choice here with the 23 intellect, 10 spirit. Yeah, I'm using 13 intellect to gain 2 spirit and 21 spell power. I'm sure someone wise on the issue can tell me what's best, but I'm sure spell power is always nice, but and I think usually for any caster really it's spell power over anything else. But it might be late game, I'm not sure about that. But I think the main issue for me is that I'm constantly out of mana really. Not constantly, but as you can see there's a lot of downtime. Especially in grindy quests like this. I mean, it's not like I have to run around a lot like I'm currently doing here. And that means it's like constant drainage on my mana pool, and all I got pretty much is this innovate every 6 minutes. If it had a 3-minute cooldown, I think it would be more fair, but I guess everybody is always moaning about the downside of their class. And I think there's a lot of upsides, it's not called that, I don't know, advantages from being a Moonkin, at least to me. They're fun to play, I think, and it's just how it is that you have to yeah, take the pros and cons. Otherwise, if every class, or not if every class, if some classes were very sort of superior to other, then you just have everyone play them and the game would be broken and get boring too, I guess. Oh. Could be, by the way, that the lock there is just grinding wild wine. For, like I said, it's a crafting material. I think just for this circlet you need probably 8 wild wine, and this would be a great helmet for a warlock as well. Sure, they can use stamina more than other casters, but still, it's a very good helmet for this level. Purple Lotus, please. I don't recall what it's for, but I know that I can use them. What is it? If I can find it. Looks like it's outside of, there we go. I think it might be for better sort of mana regeneration. What's it called? Maybe it's a major mana oil or something like that. Made by enchanters, by the way, and I think I can actually level my enchanting on top of it, so that would be kind of perfect. The other guy let go, the dodge should finish him, just as it did there. Damage over time, meaning my moonfire. So 4 tusks to go. Alright, I think I'm gonna... Oh, there's actually a mob up here. Okay, so he resisted the entangling moves. He can get another. So yeah, some guy died, unfortunately, to a rather, I don't know, normal mob. I don't think there's any special thing about that raptor. And of course it's not to gloat or anything, it's just to kind of inform what people are dying from. Dustwind Stormwitch, same thing really, both of them pretty much from its lower level mobs in Juotar, sort of starting area mobs. Okay, these guys break, I don't know if trolls got some kind of nature resist, that guess that would make sense as they're living here in the jungle, but they seem to break the root a lot faster than other mobs. Maybe it's just a coincidence, I don't know. And again, almost instant break here. Perfect, guys. I'm gonna hand in because I think the episode will go way too long otherwise. And I might lose my concentration a little bit if I make a 2-hour episode. I know that I've probably played like an hour and a half now because I'm on my second greater intellect elixir. That's fine. I actually feel like we play a little longer, but why not cut the episode in two? It's still quite a few sort of grindy quests left here. Let's see. Um, yeah, not bad boots. I got better though. And I just got revered with Orgrimmar. Not bad. Let's see what he has a 40, 46, level 46 quest left. I can definitely wait. Um, and who wanted the tusks? Alright, so this is down in Booty Bay. I think I'm just gonna hand in this quest sort of off recording. Uh, and then I'm gonna continue in the next episode, so pretty much where I left. So without further ado, thanks for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in the next episode. Take care, bye bye.